Okay, so why do Lasallian universities require courses in religion and philosophy? I'm sure you've all asked that before. I'm going to get back to that question, but one of the things that we do in religion and philosophy courses is that we engage in thought experiments. So I'm going to engage all of us in a thought experiment. It's exactly like experiments in the lab, except for we use ideas. So here's our thought experiment. What if we are in the process right now of technologically engineering the end of the species? What if me and you and the other 7.5 billion people on the planet are the end of humanity? Well, is there a term for this? What comes after us? It turns out that there is. It's called the posthuman, which is a kind of placeholder term for whatever may follow us. That is something that would exceed us in intelligence and bodily capabilities, but we wouldn't recognize as a member of the same species as us. So for our thought experiment, we're going to ask, is this even possible? And I want to talk about 3 emergent technologies that indicate that it very well might be. And the first one is called CRISPR. It's a biotechnology that was discovered by Jennifer Doudna that allows us to edit the human genome, not just at the somatic level, but at the germ level, which means that not only can we create designer babies and cure diseases and vastly improve our bodily capacities, but we can actually make irreversible changes in the humanity itself, right? So changes that are passed down along across generations. The second one is, of course, you probably are guessing this is coming, is AI, right? Narrow AI has been around for a while, but current neural network AI, what we sometimes call black box AI, because we understand the data that goes in and the data that comes out, but we don't understand the thinking in between, that has made it possible for us to invent things like facial recognition technology, which actually mimics a specific human brain neuron, although we don't entirely understand how it does that. The third thing that I want to talk about is advances in robotics. So this is a robot. This is Geminoid DK. He's a part of Hiroshi Ishiguro's Geminoid project, which is designing robots that are meant to transmit human presence. The Japanese word for that is sanzaikai. And so there's a very real possibility, like at this moment today, that we could consider engineering a sort of walking, talking, maybe even thinking human doppelganger. So let's step back and put this in a kind of cosmic evolutionary perspective. So this is the 6 billion year, this is the evolution of all life on Earth so far. And you can see that humans are just the tip of the fingertip. And this is the evolution of human life so far, of which what we call human civilization is only about 6,000 years old. Now, what I'm about to show you is a predicted timeline for the emergence of what we're calling the post-human. Okay? So what you're going to see is that on this side of the timeline, on this side of today, there's 1.5 million years, and on this side, within the lifetime of some people here probably. So the post-human is coming, and you'll notice that Homo sapiens leditus, which is a kind of snarky term for humans that resist technology, are anticipated to just peter out of existence as the post-human comes to replace us, which means, buckle your seatbelts, because if you're in college right now, what this means is that it is reasonable to predict that your children will be post-human. Now, I don't say that to scare you. That's a lie, because I wouldn't have used creepy robot baby if I didn't want to scare you. I don't say that to scare you, but just to say that these are important things to think about. And the question, and some of the most important questions of science, technology, engineering, and business today are not just can we invent it, or build it, or design it, or sell it, but should we? And we, so far as we know, are still the last intelligent life form that has that capacity to ask normative questions, philosophical questions, questions about right and wrong, good and bad, etc., just and unjust. I mean, the technology that it takes to make a smart car is the same technology it takes to make a killer robot. Should we build, I mean, if you drive it, Memphis, cars are killer robots, but should we do it? So this is the thing this is why we place religion and philosophy courses at the center of a Lasallian education. This is what we teach in religion and philosophy courses, is can we sit down and figure out how it is that we're supposed to make these decisions? Because here's the thing, we worry a lot about machines becoming too human-like, but we really should worry about humans becoming too machine-like. And that's what happens when we forfeit this ability that only we have to make normative philosophical decisions. And that's why you have to take a philosophy class. So don't think about it as a requirement, think about it as the last stand of humanity.